There's something about a red dress on the Venice Film Festival red carpet. The moment a star steps out in that bold, unforgettable shade, the entire look just feels more dramatic. Over the years, we've seen celebrities turn to red for some of the most breathtaking fashion moments in Venice, from romantic flowing gowns to glamorous Hollywood silhouettes, and even a few looks that became instantly iconic. So today, I'm taking a look at 12 of the most beautiful red dresses ever worn at the Venice Film Festival. And trust me, choosing just 12 was not easy. Some of these looks were praised for their incredible craftsmanship. Natalie Portman, 2010. At the 2010 Venice Film Festival, Natalie Portman stepped onto the red carpet for the premiere of Black Swan, and honestly, this was such a perfect dress for the occasion. She wore a gorgeous red Rodarte gown from the Fall/Winter 2010-11 collection, created by Kate and Laura Mulave, the same designers who created the ballet costumes for Black Swan. The deep crimson color immediately grabbed attention. But what I love most about this gown is how soft and romantic it looked, despite such a dramatic shade. The bodice featured delicate tulle draping with Swarovski crystal embellishment around the neckline, while the flowing skirt created a beautiful, almost weightless movement as Natalie walked. It wasn't overly complicated. It didn't need a lot of extra details. The gown itself was doing all the work, and Natalie kept the rest of her styling surprisingly simple. She carried a cream-colored Christian Dior clutch and finished the look with white strappy sandals, allowing the red gown to remain the clear star of the outfit. Her hair was pulled back into a neat, elegant chignon, with soft pieces framing her face, and her makeup was equally understated, with subtle eye definition, mascara, and a natural nude lip. For me, that's exactly what made this look so beautiful. It had the drama of a red carpet gown, but it still felt delicate, feminine, and incredibly effortless. And because Rodarte had such a strong creative connection to Black Swan, the entire look felt even more intentional. Almost like Natalie had brought a little piece of the film's dark, romantic ballet world onto the Venice red carpet. And that's why, even years later, this red Rodarte moment remains one of my favorite red dresses ever seen at the Venice Film Festival. Sandra Bullock, 2013. Now this is what I call a proper red carpet entrance at the 2013 Venice Film Festival. Sandra Bullock arrived for the opening ceremony and the world premiere of Gravity in a fiery red J. Mendel Resort 2014 gown, and she looked completely different from the more understated style we were used to seeing from her. The strapless silk gown had a beautifully structured bustier top, with asymmetrical draping across the bodice that gave the simple silhouette a much more interesting shape. And then came that dramatic front slit. It climbed high up the leg, creating just the right amount of red carpet drama without taking away from the elegance of the gown. I also love the contrast she created with the accessories. Instead of adding more color, Sandra went for black Roger Vivier ankle strap sandals and a matching night tube clutch, while her jewelry came from Martin Katz. Her hair was swept up into a slightly messy, textured updo, keeping the neckline completely visible, and the makeup stayed classic, with softly defined smoky eyes and a neutral lip. For me, what made this look stand out wasn't just the gorgeous red color. It was the balance. The structured bodice, the fluid draping, that unexpected high slit, and the black accessories all came together to make the gown feel sexy, sophisticated, and effortlessly glamorous at the same time. Greta Scarano, 2017. Now this one brought a completely different kind of drama to the Venice red carpet. At the 2017 Venice Film Festival, Greta Scarano arrived for the opening ceremony and the premiere of Downsizing in a striking scarlet Alberta Ferretti gown. The look came from the designer's Fall 2017 collection, and its flowing red cape immediately gave it that almost fairy tale-like quality. The gown had a high mock neckline and a beautifully fluid silhouette, with layers of lightweight red tulle creating movement around her as she walked. And then there was that dramatic cape. It flowed behind her almost like a veil, making the entire look feel much more theatrical without relying on a plunging neckline or an extreme slit. The monochromatic red also made a huge impact. Instead of breaking up the color with contrasting accessories, Greta kept the styling elegant and focused, wearing Crivelli jewelry and matching Giuseppe Zanotti sandals. Her beauty look was kept polished and understated, allowing the dramatic gown to remain the main focus. And I think that's exactly why this look worked so well. It wasn't trying to be flashy in every possible way. The rich red shade, the delicate fabric, the high neckline, and that sweeping cape created a very romantic, almost cinematic effect, and the look was widely singled out as one of the more dramatic and memorable fashion moments from the festival's opening night. For me, this is the kind of red carpet dress that proves you don't need a complicated design to make an entrance. Dakota Johnson, 2018. Some red carpet moments are beautiful because they are extravagant, and then there are looks like this one, where the simplicity is exactly what makes them so powerful. At the 2018 Venice Film Festival, Dakota Johnson arrived at the Suspiria premiere in a stunning red Christian Dior Haute Couture gown, designed by Maria Grazia Chiuri from the Fall 2018 Couture collection. And I absolutely love how perfectly the color worked with the dark, dramatic mood of the film. The strapless gown had a beautifully sculpted bodice that hugged her figure before falling into a long, elegant skirt. But the real drama came from the back. A large panel of fabric was gathered and draped behind her, creating a soft, trailing train that moved beautifully as she walked. It gave the otherwise minimalist gown a much more architectural finish. Dakota kept the accessories focused and elegant, pairing the dress with red Jimmy Choo pumps and dazzling Messica diamond earrings that stood out beautifully against her bare shoulders. Her brunette hair was swept into a sophisticated, slightly undone bun, with a few pieces left loose around her face. And the makeup was darker and moodier, with a burgundy-brown smoky eye, soft blush, and a matte taupe lip. What makes this look even more interesting to me is how effortlessly it balanced minimalism with old Hollywood glamour. The clean strapless silhouette, the rich scarlet color, the dramatic back detail, and those sparkling earrings, everything felt carefully controlled, but never boring. And the timing couldn't have been more perfect. Dakota was promoting Suspiria, a film filled with dark, unsettling imagery, and this striking red gown felt like a glamorous, fashion-forward reflection of that atmosphere. It was elegant, dramatic, and incredibly memorable. Scarlett Johansson, 2019. Okay, this was Scarlett Johansson in full red carpet siren mode. At the 2019 Venice Film Festival, Scarlett arrived for the premiere of Marriage Story in a custom Celine by Hedi Slimane gown, and the moment she stepped onto the carpet, that shimmering scarlet red was impossible to miss. The look was quickly compared to Jessica Rabbit, thanks to its figure-hugging silhouette, dramatic slit, and unapologetically glamorous attitude. The gown was completely covered in sparkling red sequins, with a strapless sweetheart neckline and a gathered, twisted detail across the bodice that gave the otherwise sleek silhouette some beautiful texture. And then there was that slit. The high side slit revealed just enough leg to make the gown feel sultry without losing its elegance, while the low back also gave a glimpse of Scarlett's floral back tattoo. I love how she kept the color going all the way down to her shoes, wearing custom-dyed Stuart Weitzman nudist sandals that matched the exact red of the gown. Her jewelry was much more restrained, a Harry Kotlar diamond stud and an Anna Curry diamond earpiece, so nothing competed with that incredible dress. For her beauty look, Scarlett went in a completely different direction. Her blonde hair was slicked straight back into a wet look style, leaving her face and neckline completely exposed, while her makeup featured smoky, warm-toned eyes, glowing skin, and a glossy neutral lip. And honestly, I think that's a big part of why this look worked so well. Everything was built around one idea: maximum Hollywood glamour with a modern edge. The sparkling red sequins, the fitted silhouette, the dramatic slit, and that slicked back hair created a very confident, almost movie star quality. And the look was widely singled out as one of the standout fashion moments of the 2019 Venice Film Festival. Simone Ashley, 2022. If you love those red carpet moments where less really is more, Simone Ashley's 2022 Venice look is such a beautiful example. For the Bones and All premiere at the 79th Venice Film Festival, Simone stepped onto the red carpet in an archival Giorgio Armani Privé gown from the Spring 2013 Couture collection. The bright red satin immediately stood out, but what made the look so elegant was its incredibly clean, body-skimming silhouette. The outfit consisted of a strapless wraparound tube top and a matching high-waisted, straight-fitting skirt, creating one continuous, sleek line from top to bottom. But turn her around, and there was a little surprise. The back of the bodice was held together with a distinctive gold and black rod-like embellishment, a detail that gave the otherwise minimalist gown a much more interesting couture finish. That unusual Armani detail was one of the things that made the dress stand out. Simone kept the accessories glamorous but controlled, adding Bulgari diamond jewelry, including a delicate choker, earrings, and rings, along with a black clutch and high heels. She also wore her hair in a sleek braided bun, keeping her face and neckline completely open. Her makeup followed the same polished direction, softly smoky eyes, defined brows, a touch of highlighter, and a nude lip. And I think that's exactly why this look worked so beautifully. There was no need for an enormous train, dramatic cutouts, or layers of embellishment. The rich red satin, perfect tailoring, unusual back detail, and minimal styling were enough to make the whole look feel incredibly sophisticated. Emma Chamberlain, 2022. Now this one is proof that vintage fashion can absolutely steal the spotlight on a modern red carpet. For her Venice Film Festival debut in 2022, Emma Chamberlain attended the White Noise premiere and opening ceremony in a gorgeous red Valentino gown from the Fall/Winter 2007 collection, sourced from circa vintage London. And I think choosing an archival piece for such a major first appearance was such a smart fashion decision. The gown had a beautiful off-the-shoulder neckline, a long column silhouette, and plenty of ruching that gave the rich red fabric a soft, sculpted texture. There was also elegant sash detailing across the shoulders and hip, which broke up the fitted shape and gave the dress a little extra movement. But honestly, what made this look so special to me was how perfectly Emma coordinated everything. She didn't just wear red, she embraced the entire vintage glamour moment. She paired the gown with 1997 Cartier collection jewelry, including a statement necklace, matching ear clips, and a bracelet. Then she added a Jimmy Choo clutch and Stuart Weitzman heels, keeping the overall look beautifully cohesive. Her hair was pulled back into a sleek ponytail, which gave the vintage gown a much younger, more modern attitude. And her makeup had that slightly moody doe-eye effect, with clean skin and neutral tones. I think that's exactly why this look worked so well, and the look definitely caught attention during the festival, appearing among the standout red carpet looks of Venice that year, while the vintage Valentino itself has since been highlighted as one of the festival's memorable archival fashion moments. Jenna Ortega, 2024. Now this is one of those red carpet moments where the fashion and the movie were telling the same story. At the 81st Venice International Film Festival on August 28, 2024, Jenna Ortega arrived for the world premiere of Beetlejuice in a breathtaking custom Dior Haute Couture red tulle gown, and the moment I saw it, the connection to the original Beetlejuice was impossible to miss. The gown was made from layers of crimson red tulle, with a dramatic heart-shaped, ruched bodice suspended from delicate straps and a huge flowing skirt that moved beautifully as she walked. The back was almost completely open, while the sheer layers of the skirt revealed matching red shorts underneath, giving this very traditional-looking silhouette a much more modern and daring finish. And the craftsmanship was just as impressive. The Dior Couture Atelier spent around 600 hours creating the dress. But for me, the most brilliant part of this look was the story behind it. Jenna was playing Astrid Dietz, the daughter of Lydia Dietz, and her red gown was deliberately inspired by the iconic red wedding dress worn by Winona Ryder's Lydia in the original 1988 Beetlejuice. So instead of simply wearing a beautiful red gown, Jenna turned the red carpet into part of the movie's visual world. She completed the look with delicate Dior Joyeuse de Rose pieces in white gold, pink gold, and diamonds, including a branch-like necklace, matching bracelet, and rings. Her beauty look continued the dramatic red theme with red-toned smoky eyes and a bold red lip, while her dark hair was swept into a soft, elegant low bun with wispy bangs framing her face. And I think that's exactly why this dress deserves a place on this list. Hoyeon Jung, 2024. For her Venice Film Festival debut, Hoyeon Jung brought a completely different kind of glamour to the red carpet. At the premiere of Disclaimer during the 81st Venice International Film Festival on August 29, 2024, the Squid Game star stepped out in a custom Louis Vuitton gown designed by Nicolas Ghesquière. And honestly, this was one of those looks where the bold red color did almost all the talking. The gown was crafted in red embroidered silk, cut on the bias to create a sleek, figure-skimming silhouette. It featured delicate spaghetti straps and a beautifully draped neckline, while the lower half flowed into dramatic draping and a soft train at the back. The original description of the fabric as micro-sequin tulle isn't quite right. The stronger sources identify it as an embroidered red silk bias-cut gown, with the shimmer coming from its intricate embellishment. And this is exactly why I think this dress deserves a place on the list. Instead of adding too many complicated details, the look allowed that rich cherry red shade, delicate embroidery, and fluid draping to take center stage. It felt glamorous without looking overworked, classic enough to feel timeless, but still modern enough to suit Hoyeon's effortless fashion personality. Her own favorite part of the dress was actually the draping, especially around the chest, which was designed to work beautifully with her hair and overall styling. She finished the look with black satin sandals and exquisite Louis Vuitton high jewelry, including Galaxy monogram diamond earrings and 2 L'Elan Vital rings in white gold and diamonds. Her hair was styled in soft, tousled waves, while her makeup stayed fresh and luminous, allowing the dress to remain the star of the entire look. And for me, that's what makes this red carpet moment so beautiful. Kate Hudson, 2021. Kate Hudson brought a little bit of Valentino drama to Venice. At the premiere of Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon during the 78th Venice International Film Festival on September 5, 2021, she stepped onto the red carpet in a breathtaking fiery red Valentino gown from the Resort 2022 collection. And I have to say, this was exactly the kind of red carpet look that was made to be photographed. The gown was all about sheer Chantilly lace, delicate tulle, and dramatic volume. The bodice had a high lace neckline and a completely sheer, beautifully embroidered finish, while the long billowing sleeves added even more movement. From the waist down, layers of red tulle created a flowing, voluminous skirt that seemed to float behind her as she walked. The combination of transparency, lace, and that intense Valentino red gave the dress a perfect balance of sensuality and elegance. And honestly, this is where the look really won me over. There was so much going on in the gown, but Kate didn't try to compete with it. She kept her accessories beautifully restrained, wearing Crivelli diamond jewelry, while her blonde hair was left down in soft, effortless waves. Her makeup was equally fresh and understated, with glowing skin and a soft nude pink lip. That simplicity made the red dress feel even more dramatic. For me, that's exactly why this look belongs among the best red dresses ever seen at Venice. It was bold without feeling heavy, glamorous without looking overly complicated, and the flowing tulle gave Kate an almost ethereal, floating effect on the carpet. Georgina Rodríguez, 2023. Now this one was impossible to ignore. At the 80th Venice International Film Festival on September 5, 2023, Georgina Rodríguez arrived at the Enya premiere in a dramatic scarlet red Vetements gown from the Spring/Summer 2024 collection. The moment she stepped onto the red carpet, the reference was clear. The look immediately brought back memories of Julia Roberts' iconic red dress from Pretty Woman. The gown had a beautiful off-the-shoulder, Bardot-style neckline, a plunging sweetheart shape, and heavy ruching that wrapped around her figure before gathering into a knot at the waist. From there, the fabric opened into a long flowing skirt and an impressive train that almost disappeared into the red carpet itself. And I think that matching red-on-red effect made the whole entrance feel even more dramatic, like she was becoming part of the carpet. But the real reason this look became so memorable was the styling. Georgina added long white opera gloves, making the Pretty Woman inspiration almost unmistakable. Then she completely changed the mood with her own modern twist. Instead of elegant pumps, she wore towering black patent leather platform boots, creating a surprisingly edgy contrast against the ultra-feminine gown. And then came the jewelry. Pasquale Bruni diamonds and rubies were layered around her neck, including an eye-catching statement choker that brought even more drama to the look. Her long dark hair was styled in a glossy, loose, wet look finish, while her makeup stayed glamorous and polished with defined eyes and a glossy nude lip. The white gloves gave us that instant Pretty Woman nostalgia, while the black boots and bold jewelry made the look unmistakably Georgina. It was glamorous, theatrical, instantly recognizable, and definitely one of the red dresses that people remembered from Venice 2023. Jessica Chastain, 2021. And finally, taking the #1 spot on my list, Jessica Chastain in Venice 2021. For the premiere of Scenes from a Marriage at the 78th Venice International Film Festival on September 4, 2021, Jessica arrived in a breathtaking, custom Atelier Versace scarlet red gown, and honestly, this was the kind of red carpet moment that felt almost impossible to look away from. The strapless gown had a sleek, figure-hugging column silhouette and was completely covered in hand-embroidered red crystals, arranged in an almost animal print-like pattern. There were subtle sheer sections between the crystal-covered stripes, giving the dress a beautiful play of transparency and sparkle. And the craftsmanship was extraordinary. Versace reportedly spent more than 800 hours hand-embroidering those crystals. What makes this look even more impressive to me is how Jessica committed to the entire red aesthetic. She paired the gown with sparkling red platform sandals, while her jewelry was kept relatively focused. A spectacular Chopard Haute wiry diamond necklace and a coordinating ring added just the right amount of brilliance without competing with the dress. And then there was the beauty. Jessica's gorgeous copper red hair was worn straight and sleek, falling down her back, while her makeup featured a smoky eye and a rich red lip that perfectly continued the monochromatic theme. But for me, the biggest reason this dress deserves the top spot is the way everything worked together. The fiery color, the crystal craftsmanship, the dramatic silhouette, the matching shoes, and that incredible Chopard jewelry. The look was repeatedly singled out among the standout fashion moments of the festival, and it even ranked as Jessica's #1 look of 2021 in a year-end fashion roundup. And of course, the red carpet itself became even more unforgettable because of Jessica's viral moment with Oscar Isaac. But even without that, I think this gown would still be remembered as one of the most spectacular red dresses ever seen at Venice. And that brings us to the end of my top 12 best red dresses at the Venice Film Festival. From Natalie Portman's romantic Rodarte gown to Jenna Ortega's unforgettable Beetlejuice tribute, we've seen just how many different ways a red dress can completely own the red carpet. But for me, Jessica Chastain's breathtaking Atelier Versace look takes the crown. The crystal-covered gown, the dramatic red-on-red styling, the incredible craftsmanship, everything came together perfectly. Now I want to know what you think. Which red dress was your favorite? And which one would you have placed at #1? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back for more unforgettable celebrity fashion moments.